Hello, we're back. I don't know what happened. The connection got really weird for a second. We do have a storm coming through, so it could be that maybe it messed with the cell towers for a second, but we're back now. The other live like glitched out, but we're back. Petra has not moved. She's just hanging out. Hi, welcome in. Yeah, sorry about that. Our live was like late today and then it glitched out. I don't know what happened, but we're back. I tried to delete the other stream. It says it's live. It isn't. It just stuck on me like repeating like Ballpython over and over and over. So maybe it'll like recognize I put a new stream up and let me delete that one. Hopefully there won't just be like an infinite live of me repeating Ballpython. She's adorable. Thank you. Oh, by the way, someone asked me this a little bit ago. The editing iPad took like a tumble and the screen was like destroyed, but we have a new one, so it's all good. Thank you, insurance. There she is. This is gonna be another one of those lives where she's just like hiding. You sound like an adult, but in the short where you blurred your face, you look like a teenager. I am old enough to use YouTube, but I'm not comfortable sharing my age. I look like, I think it's just the angle in the shorts where I look like a kid. I'm not a kid, though. I often have to, like, the shorts where, I show my face, I always look like a little kid. I mean, where I show my face, where I show myself, I always look like a little kid. I'm not, though, you guys. I'm not, like, some little, like, iPad child on YouTube. Where did you get Petra from? Great question. I got Petra from a, like, I forget the name of it, but it's a small family-run business. It's in Connecticut. Sorry, I'm late. Oh, no problem. You're not late. We actually started the live late, and then it glitched out, so me and Petra are a bit late tonight. We'll probably be going live on Sunday, too. It's not a definite, but it's, like, a strong, strong possibility. Petra is adorable. Thank you. She's just sitting over there hiding behind this, like, I want to see. Can I move this pile? There she is. Can I move this pile of wood chips without you just getting scared so we can see you? There we go. Wow, we could actually see her face now. She makes this, like, sometimes she plays in the wood chips. She makes these, like, weird little piles and stuff when she's, I'll show you, like, in her burrow, everything's pushed out because that's where she sits, and then she did the same thing in that corner that she's in. So it makes these weird little piles in her enclosure. I can't stay for long, only like 10 minutes. That's okay. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, you guys like don't need to apologize if you can't stay the whole live or you have to leave. Like, it's totally understandable. Ooh, we just got thunder here. It hasn't rained where me and Petra live in like a while. Well, it's rained, but we haven't gotten like a good strong rain. Her face is adorable. Where does Petra usually stay at? She's either where she is right now, or sometimes she'll be like a little bit more behind the log. Like, see where her face is? Sometimes she'll put her entire body there. That's been one of her like favorite spots recently. Or usually, funny enough, she's not in her log hide, like the place that she's actually is made for her to hide in. But what she'll do is she'll go right here and she'll hide in that corner. It was hailing a week ago in the morning. Oh, really? That's crazy. We haven't gotten hail or snow in quite a while. Hello, everyone. Welcome in. Feel free to ask any questions. I love it when it rains. It's so peaceful. Yeah, I like when it rains, but I like when it thunders and it gets all dark because I have a bunch of lights and different like fairy lights and LED lights all over my room in these different little places, and there's a lot, but like they're all kind of scattered about so you don't really see them. And I'll shut the lights off in my part of the apartment and I'll turn all of them on. It'll just look so magical. I have chicken eggs and they're going to start hatching on Tuesday. Ooh, that's so cool. Good luck with your chickens. My friend that she moved like up into the country, so she's not near me anymore, but she just got some new chickens. Chickens are super cute. Petra's just sitting. She's like, okay, I'm cozy here. I don't have to do anything special. I'll just sit. There are going to be at least 8 of them. Oh, nice. That's a lot. I have anoles, which are types of lizards. They're like those little green lizards that you see in Florida. Every now and then, I don't know when the actual like season or time of year is for it. I'm assuming sometime in the summer. They lay like these little tiny white eggs, but none of them have hatched so far. They've been like empty, or there's a word for it. They've been infertile. Maybe like eventually though. I know that there's one male in the enclosure for sure. I remember you said you wanted to get lizards. I've had the anoles for a while, but I've talked about wanting to get a leopard gecko because they're just so cute. I actually just got a much bigger fish tank for the African dwarf frogs and the other little fish and stuff I have in there to clean up after them. Before it was about, I think 2 gallons, I want to say 2.5 gallons. But that was getting a little bit squished because I ended up taking in a rescue frog that I didn't expect to. So I didn't want any, even though they're very friendly African dwarf frogs and they're also communal animals, I didn't want them to fight, and I didn't want the tank to get over polluted with the waste from the animals. I was planning to get a bigger tank in June, but I was like, you know what, let me just do it now because the time's come. So I upgraded from a 2.5 gallon all the way to a 6 gallon, which doesn't sound big, but this tank is huge. I have a photo of it in my community post. And I also got another frog to put in it, and I got a few more shrimp. I'm planning to get like little guppies or mollies, just some little fish to kind of swim at the top too. But I just set it up and I just transferred all the animals and the water and stuff. So I don't want to like mess it up. I just want to give everything a chance to settle before I start adding new things in. I have a crested gecko. Her name is Sophia. That's so pretty. Do you have any other pets or used to? I do. I have Petra, and then I also have, like I just said, I have 4 African, I think I have 20 in total actually, which is kind of crazy now that I think about it. I have Petra, I have 4 African dwarf frogs, which are an aquatic species of frog. I have 4 suckerfish, 1 Cory catfish, 1 snail, 3 shrimp, 1 betta fish, and 3 lizards. I think that's everyone. Is Petra your only snake? Yes, she is my only snake, but I do have other reptiles. I have 3 lizards. I hope one day that I'll get another snake, but as of now, I just don't have the room to put, like, another big enclosure. Because she's in a 40-gallon tank, which isn't a terrible size. It just to have 2 of them would be 80 gallons. It would be, like, a long 80-gallon tank, which takes up, like, at least 2 desks. So I just don't want to be lining up, like, tables all over the room. You should make fairy wings for Petra. Ooh, that's a good idea. She used to have these little paper fairy wings that somebody made for her. But they've gotten kind of like, they're paper, so they've gotten a bit crinkly and just kind of damaged. I've been thinking about making her some, like, really fancy angelic feathered wings. Wow, that's a lot of pets. Yeah, it's a lot. I actually haven't stopped to think about it, and I was like, oh my god, that's a lot. You have brown hair, right? Yeah, I have like dark brown hair. Very long dark brown hair that Petra likes to hide in and sometimes tries to rip out of my head. It's not very nice, Petra. You need to stop doing that. She actually stopped pulling my hair for like a very long time, and then she started doing it again, which I don't appreciate. How old is Petra? She just turned 3 years old in April. Would it be okay to see your other pets real quick? I could. Let me just check if any of them are out. So most of my pets are either nocturnal or I think the word is crepuscular, which is where they're active at dawn and dusk. So it's not dusk where I live just yet. So there's really nothing happening in the fish tank, unfortunately. And then the lizards are, I think they're eating right now because I put some food in. I put some crickets in for them earlier, so you guys would just kind of be looking at empty enclosures. I've been thinking to do like a late night stream though, or whenever I put food in my fish tank, so that way the animals will come out. I keep saying I'll do that and I forget. Right after this, I'm gonna put a poll up in the community post, and you guys could vote if you wanna. The lizards don't do much; they just kind of sit there. They're very cute, but they just kind of pick a branch to lie down on, and then they don't move. So I would probably do a live of the fish tank. So that'll definitely be something. It'll happen sometime in the future. I'm not sure when. So yeah, I'm not gonna show. I would if they were out, but you guys would just be looking at like a giant plant, like moss ball in a bunch of water. Which one of your pets are your favorite? Okay, don't tell the other animals. Hush hush, but Petra is the favorite. That's why she gets a channel all to herself. Um the other animals, don't get me wrong, I do love all of them, and I do the absolute best that I can to take care for them and meet all their needs and spoil them just a little bit. So, but she's definitely my favorite just because I can interact with her more. The lizards I can hold, but they're a bit jumpy. That's just kind of in their nature for anole lizards. And then I obviously can't just like pick up one of the fish, so. How do I get a snake with no idea how to take care of it? You don't get a snake with no idea how to take care of it. You have to do a lot of research before getting a snake, and then you also have to, if I don't know where you are, but in your area, if they have pet stores, you can get one there, or you can get one from, there's websites online where people sell them. I think one is Morph Market. But yeah, you can get a snake. You just, if I don't know, like, I don't know how old any of you guys are because I'm not really looking at the profiles, but you would have to ask your parents if you're still living with your parents or whoever your guardians are. You would have to make sure you do all the proper research because snakes are definitely not a beginner pet. Snakes are not beginner friendly. If you, for your first snake, I would recommend a corn snake, but even then, take a long time to do the research you need and to make sure you have the proper setup. Hello, welcome in. I will stay the whole time if you do go live. Okay, see you on Sunday. Thanks for joining us. Will you ever get another snake? I will eventually. But that also might take like another 5 years, so definitely a long time. Going to the pet store. I really wouldn't recommend getting a snake without getting anything else or doing any research. The pet store also might not sell you the snake if you don't have a proper enclosure for it. I would really recommend you do your research first because that's just not fair to the animal if you just buy it without knowing how to take care of it. Do your research before getting any pets, guys. I have a snake, but I did a lot of research. Yeah, it's good to do research before you get pets. Her strawberry hat is so cute. Thank you. I got it on Etsy, I think. It was, you could just search for doll hats or stuff like that, and a bunch of these are miniature hats, and a bunch of these, they're a little bit pricey, but I think it's okay. So, because they're handmade, so it's the person's time and effort going into it, so I think it's fine. They're not terribly expensive, but they're very nicely made. May I have a shout out? I'm not doing shout outs this live. I have experience with animals and I do zoo work. Oh, that's super cool. I feel like pet stores neglect their animals like Petco and other name brand stores. Yeah, I have seen that, unfortunately. I go to a PetSmart where I know the managers, and I know them, like, not personally, but I know them very well. And one of the managers actually keeps reptiles and is in the reptile community. So, I mean, of course, the manager isn't always there, and there are, like, employees, and there's little slip-ups and stuff like that. Nobody's perfect, but for the most part, most of the enclosures, I'm not just talking reptiles either, like, all the animals are very clean, and it's just a little bit nicer than the other ones I've been to, so that's the one. Oh, I just realized that you guys can't see Petra. Sorry about that. So that's the one that I go to and I support, because they just take care of their animals a lot better than other stores that I've seen. Not saying this goes for all PetSmarts, but I'll get a wild snake from my garden and give it to my friend. He has 2 snakes. I would, okay, so I don't know if you're just saying that or because how are you just, I don't know. But yeah, I definitely would not take a wild snake, because you're, like, basically kidnapping it from the wild. That's, again, really unfair to the animal, and you're never going to be able to replicate the life that it had in the wild. It also might have diseases on it that it can spread to you and other people if it's in the wild. And it's also hard to get it eating, because they're used to eating live food, which can be really hard to replicate in captivity. So I suggest you, if you actually have a snake, which I don't know if you do, but if you do, I suggest you put it just back where you found it and leave it alone. Where did you get Petra? Great question. I got her at I don't know the name. I need to learn the name, because it's like so many people ask me this, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't know the name. I got her from a small family-run pet store in Connecticut. And that's also where I got the big branch that's in her enclosure. Yeah, snakes that are caught in captivity oh my god, I can't talk. Caught in the wild, not captivity. Captivity is like your house, it's captive. But animals, this goes for really any animal that are caught in the wild and you try to keep them as pets, they often pass away because you just can't replicate their life in the wild. So it's just not fair to the animal. If you are going to get an animal, get one from a pet store that you know is humane and taking care of the animals properly. And obviously do your research first. I recommend doing at least 1 to 2 months of research before getting a snake. I understand people are like, 1 to 2 months? What? Which I get is a long time, but that's really the amount of time you need before you get a reptile. I also don't recommend reptiles as starter pets. Like, I got Petra after a lot of fish, a fish tank. I think I might have had the lizards before I got Petra, and then I got her. Was Petra your first snake? No, she was not my first snake. I had a Ballpython before her, which was a lot younger than her. I got her when she was I think she had just turned 1, and the other snake I got was 5 months old, so she was a little bit weaker because she was younger, and unfortunately, she came with a disease. She had scale rot, I believe, which it wasn't really noticeable when I first got her, and it just started. I got her from someone mentioned this in the chat, a big chain pet store. It wasn't the one I go to, this was a different one. And I guess, I don't know, maybe she wasn't taken care of, maybe the pet store bought her and she was like that. I don't know what the story is, but she had a really bad case of scale rot, and I took her to the vet several times. I gave her medication, and she unfortunately didn't make it. So yeah, my first snake unfortunately passed away. Hi, welcome in. Oh, Petra, are you deciding to move? Hello there. If you don't mind, how old are you? I am old enough to use YouTube, but I just don't feel comfortable sharing any personal information. But I am old enough to use YouTube, so. Question, is Petra venomous? No, she is not venomous. She is a ball python, and they really don't even have fangs. Hello, welcome in. Petra just staring. Of course, Petra is not venomous. She is a ball python. Yeah, she's a ball python. Some people that aren't like familiar with snakes or reptiles, though, sometimes think she's venomous because you hear python and then people think like, oh my god, these 20-foot snakes that can eat people. There's just a lot of like misrepresentation and just misinformation in the media. Hi, welcome in. What's Petra's full name? Oh, okay, I've actually never gotten this question. She does have a full name. Petra is not her actual name. Well, it is, but it's more of like a shortened version of her name. So, I don't know, should I reveal Petra's name? Petra full name reveal. She looked at the camera, she's like, don't you dare. So, okay, people are saying yes. The people want to know her name. Okay, so as you guys know, Petra is named after the place, the one of the world wonders. So, because like her sandy colors. So, her full name is Petroglyph. So, it's Petra, like the wonder of the world, the place, and then glyph, like a hieroglyph from Egypt. So, I kind of like combined them. So, it's like Petroglyph. But I really don't call her that. Her full name is just like that's her full name technically if I like got medical stuff. If she ever like needed to go to the vet or something, but I just call her Petra. I just gave her a full name just kind of like for the fun of it. That's so creative. Thank you. Petra's like, how dare it's like the equivalent of your mom sharing your baby pictures. She's like, how dare you tell them my full name? Aw, big yawn, Petra. Oh, now she's gonna put her head down and just not move again. I thought she might yawn. Usually when she starts sticking her head up like that, she's gonna yawn. Well, I call it yawning. Snakes can yawn, but then also sometimes they're just adjusting their jaw, like before or after they eat, or sometimes they just adjust their jaw because the same way you would kind of like scratch your face or move your hairband. Petra is just staring at me. Yeah, Petra's staring. Sometimes she does that at night. I'll get up, it'll be like 12 o'clock, and I'll just get up to get a drink of water. And if she decides to be nocturnal for the night, I just see like her staring at me, and it's like, oh, hello there. How long have you had Petra? Great question. I have had Petra for 2 years. I think she dented her eye cap in. I can't really tell. Like, see? Yeah, it looks a little funny. So her eye cap is like, it's not actually plastic, of course, but it's kind of like plastic. It's just this little piece. It's not plastic though. Like, there's no plastic on her, I promise. It's just this little piece that protects their eye. I'm not sure exactly what it's made of. They don't have eyelids, they have an eye cap. So it's like a permanent eyelid that's clear. So sometimes she just kind of like dents it in. It doesn't hurt her actual eye. She just looks a little funny. So it just like pops. It just kind of fixes itself after a few hours to a day. So she just looks kind of silly when it happens. Sorry for asking too much, but do you give them wild food or normal snake food? So she eats, well, she eats what she would eat in the wild, but it's her food. Oh, she's like, food? Eat now. Sorry, Petra, no food now. She's like, oh, darn. She eats rodents. She specifically 2 small rats, but I get them from a pet store where they are like raised and they're clean and they don't have any illnesses on them. I also make sure the brand I get is like very humane and they have a good life before Did you get her when she was a baby, or I got her when she just turned 1 years old. That's why I celebrate her birthday, or whatever you want to call it, her hatch day, and the day I got her on the same day because they're very close together. I don't know exactly when her birthday is. Put me in timeout. No, actually, please don't. No, you haven't done anything. No timeout for you. Timeout is only for the people who don't behave. Petra says timeout to the people who don't behave. Oh, staring very intently. Yeah, Petra's 3 years old. Hello? I don't know what she's doing. Has Petra ever bit you? She has a few times. They were all my fault, and it was when I first got her. The first one, she was just like a little bit nervous, so she just gave me like a little like, yep, just like very gentle. She didn't hang on, it was just like a little nip. It was very like, if anyone sews, it's like kind of like accidentally pricking yourself with a sewing needle. It really doesn't hurt. It hurts way less than a bee sting. So it's not, I mean, if they hold on, that's kind of different, but Petra and most ball pythons, and honestly most snakes, really don't hold on when they bite, to my experience. So that was one time she was just kind of defensive. Or like, yeah, she was defensive and she was a little scared because I had just gotten her. So she just gave me like a little nom. And then the other time was when she had just shed her skin, and after she sheds, she hasn't eaten for a while. She usually doesn't eat when she's shedding or in the process of shedding, because her body is very focused on shedding her skin, so she doesn't like eat, it's only for like a week or two, so she doesn't like starve or anything, so don't worry. So usually she's quite hungry after, and I put my hand in her enclosure, so she just gave me like a little yum because she was hungry. Again, that was when I had like just gotten her. Now she's learned that. So I don't have them with me. I think they're in the sink because I'm cleaning them, or they might be in the dishwasher. She has these little tongs that I feed her with, and I'll wave them around before she eats, and that's the indicator of it's time for food. When you said food, my snake jumped. Oh. Yeah, when I said food, Petra was like, huh? And she like stuck her head up. Petra is so cute. Thank you. I'm gonna subscribe real quick. I forgot to. Oh, thank you. Hi, welcome in. So yeah, I've had people tell me, how come you feed Petra in her enclosure and not in a separate bin? Doesn't that make her food motivated or more likely to bite when I open the door? In my personal experience, this could be different with other snakes, but it doesn't for me, because instead of letting her attach the door opening to feeding time, I let her think if you see the tongs, the feeding tongs, then that's feeding time. So she's attached the signal of when it's time to eat to when she sees those tongs getting waved around instead of the door opening. So I've never had her bite me when I open the door. That's never been an issue, because she's attached that signal of food to me waving the tongs around. How often do you feed Petra? Great question. I usually feed her every 2 weeks-ish. It depends. I'll wait, so after she eats, I'll wait for her to go to the bathroom, and sometimes that can take like 3 days to a week, depending on just like how much water she drinks, how much she moves around, just if she's just being lazy and doesn't want to go. It just kind of depends. So by then it's already been a week, and then I let her have a few days just to like make sure like she's gone to the bathroom, and then I let her just have like, this sounds kind of like I'm starving her, I'm not though, I swear. I let her just have an empty stomach, which is totally okay and safe for snakes. Totally fine. Like, I promise I'm not starving her, you guys. She's like side-eyeing me right now. So yeah, I let her just have an empty stomach for 1 to 2 days just to kind of like cleanse her, just kind of like clean her out, and then I feed her. So usually with that whole process, that's like 2 weeks. And then she eats, and then the cycle repeats. What does Petra eat? She eats 2 small rats per feeding. Can she bite you? I hope she doesn't. She can if she wants to, but she won't. There's no reason for her to bite me. Snakes only bite for, like, a reason. They don't just randomly bite. How often should you feed baby ball pythons? I don't know. As for, like, hatchlings, I don't know. I don't have experience with hatchlings. I've never raised ball pythons, I haven't really raised, I haven't raised any snakes. But as for, like, 5 months to a year old, I think they're fed every week or every other week. So it's a little bit, as they're younger, you feed them less quantity, but you feed them more frequently. And then the older they get, it's more like one large meal less often, or less frequent. I can't, like, don't quote me on that. I'm pretty sure from when I first got Petra, but that was 2 years ago, so I don't have the best memory from then. I'm sure if you just, like, search it up, it'll say. Petra's back to staring. Oh, she, like, moved when I zoomed in the camera. Can you sense when you move it in? Do you plan to get another snake when Petra passes away? I probably, by then, so Petra's gonna live, ball pythons live to like 20 plus years. I think it's like 16 to 20 years. And then the oldest recorded ball python, I think, is like 60 years old. I'm not sure if it's still alive, but I think the world record is like 60 years old for a ball python, which is crazy because that's like a senior, like in like human age. So she'll be with me for a very long time. By then I will probably have multiple snakes. So I probably will get another snake when she passes away, but that's not anytime soon. So as of now, my focus is spoiling her and giving her the best life as she hides in the wood chips over there. She is so cute. Thank you. Who is your favorite YouTuber? Probably myself. No, I'm just kidding. I don't think I have a favorite YouTuber. I watch a lot of different YouTubers. I like Snake Discovery because that's reptiles and stuff. Sometimes I listen to true crime or just podcasts. If I have work to get done, I'll just have it on in the background. I listen to a lot of different things. 20? Wow. Yeah, it's like a really long time. It's crazy because I feel like, I don't know, I feel like when I was younger and I didn't really know too much about reptiles, I thought they, like, snakes lived to 5 years, and to hear they lived to like almost 20 or older than 20 is just crazy. Do you feed her real rats or mice? She used to eat mice, but she's gotten a bit too big for that. It just doesn't fill her up, so she eats actual rats. They are not alive, though. They come frozen, and I just thaw them out, which is kind of, it sounds gruesome, but I make sure I get from a source that is humane and they have a good life before it happens, and yeah. Does Petra stay in the water the whole time during shedding? She is in the water quite frequently before she is shedding, like before the whole process happens. While she's actually shedding, she either is moving around the enclosure a lot, shedding, getting the skin off her. She's usually not in the water bowl when it happens, because then it just kind of like melts off her and it gets gross. So, and then the other one is she's just too lazy and doesn't want to shed her skin, so she just waits until it's like peeling off her, and I have to put her in the bath because she just refuses to shed. Oh, recently I actually was talking to someone last live that had the same problem with their snake, where the snake, the shed just starts coming off, but the snake is too lazy and doesn't want to shed. That happened, her last shed. It was a really good one, like, the neck, like, right her head and neck was a little bit dry, but so I put her in a bath, so she was okay. But the rest of the shed came off super easily. It was like a big long tube. It was nice and healthy. She just doesn't want to start shedding. I don't know why. Like, she'll kind of get it off her face just so she's comfortable, and then she just stops. Petra, why are you like this? I love your YouTube channel. It's so good. Thank you. We really appreciate that. I usually watch reptile-related things like Snake Discovery and a few other people. Nice. Petra, weird, I don't know why, it's like a random thing, but she either likes like drama kind of stuff, where there's just, because she likes the noise. So if it's like reality TV, she likes to hear the people talking and like yelling at each other, and she'll stick her head up in the air and be like, what's this noise? And she'll just be interested. She likes stuff where it's like medieval, if it's like a movie, because she likes the trumpets. She likes trumpets and brass, stuff like that, those instruments. So whenever someone that's royalty steps into the room, it goes like ba ba da ba, and it makes like a little trumpet noise. So she likes that. And then she also likes to watch people play video games, which it sounds like okay, guys, I'm not crazy, I swear. She just likes, because a lot of times when people are playing video games, they're just talking as they do it. So she just likes to listen to people talking. It's just like noise for her. It's not really like the content. She just likes the noise. Does Petra have ears? I see no ears on Petra. Petra, so the ears are more like, she doesn't have ears like humans do. So humans have that piece of the ear where it's kind of like a little satellite dish, and it helps you hear, it like echoes it back into your ear. Petra doesn't have that. She just has the little hole part on the side of her head. She doesn't have the actual like outside ear part that humans have. She just has a little hole under her scales. I know that she does have ears, but they're not visible. You are the first snake channel that I ever watched. Cool. Thank you. We appreciate that. It's so fun meeting new people that are like, have snakes, and they're like, wow, I haven't seen a snake channel like yours. Or they're just totally new to the reptile community, and we can share some information with them. Sorry, I'm just gonna move the tripod up a little bit because I guess this is where Petra is staying, so let me just adjust it so you guys can see her a little bit better. There we go. Sorry for the random noises. I'm sitting on a couch, which is a little bit old, so every now and then you'll hear it like creak. Petra, hello, welcome in. Oh, I saw your community post. You got a new Ballpython recently. Congratulations. He's super cute. Petra pretending to be sneaky, lol. Yeah, she's just hiding there in the wood chips. Oh, she heard you. She's like, it is me. I have emerged from the wood chips. It is I reveal myself. She's silly. Oh, hello. Petra. Now she's back to sitting. So with that, we're at almost 40 minutes. So we are going to start wrapping it up, unfortunately. But we will go live on, or we probably will go live on Sunday. It's like, I'm just going to say, yeah, we're going to go live on Sunday because they're just, it's not 100%, but it's like a 98% that we go live on Sunday. So tomorrow I'll have a community post if we are or we aren't, because by then I'll be able to look at my schedule. But as of now, I am quite sure we will be able to go live on Sunday. So yeah, with that, we're at 39 minutes. Feel free to put any questions or comments in the chat before we end. We'll do our best to answer them, and then we're going to get going. Again, sorry that the live was kind of late today. We had something that, not Petra, you don't do anything. You just sit here and live rent-free. She's here for moral support. That's what she's here for. Good job, Petra. She's just sitting there like, hello. But I had something that I thought was going to end at 5:30, but it ended up ending at 6, which I didn't expect, so. I have a soccer tournament on Sunday. Oh, good luck. I'll try and make it tomorrow. Thank you. We look forward to hopefully seeing you there. With that, we are at 40 minutes. Thank you for joining us, everyone. It was so nice talking to you all. And yeah, thank you for joining us. Have a good day or night. All the things the big YouTubers say, like and subscribe and the notifications. And yeah, thanks for joining us. Have a good day or night. Bye!